Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Sweet 16 restoration. Today we're working with this 1968 Python orange color, another of the Sweet 16. So let's go over to the table and split it in half. So I've already drilled it open. Here is the split axle commonly found on US models. You can see the engine is plastic. It's hooked there by two little clips. The windshield, it looks nasty, but we're gonna restore it. I got a complete video showing you how to restore windows or windshield. The engine I'm gonna paint with Molotov chrome, and this is how the windshield ended up looking. Ended up looking pretty nice, I think. So here's the casting. This is how it looks after the paint remover. A lot of toning on this casting. Pretty cool casting. This is how it looks after the electro polish system. Of course, I have a video on how to do the electro polish. So let's do a quick wheel swap here and try to get those axle as straight as possible. Of course, that tool is from the Redline shop. And you basically know how it goes. We just use the tool to remove the old wheels and install new ones. So this is how it looks after a few coats of the base coat from the Redline shop. And this is what we started with. And this is the finished product. I went with the magenta, Spectre Flame magenta, deep dish, black roof. Turned out pretty nice. So let's go over the table so we can compare it to the Hong Kong model. Alright guys, let's do a quick comparison here of the US model against the Hong Kong model. Right off the bat, big difference. You can see the engines are different. The chassis is different. You can find the typical 4 holes on the Hong Kong model. And here is another big difference. You can see that all this front is part of the casting, while on the US it's part of the chassis. It's completely different there. And it's also the case in the back. You can see how big that tail light is on the US model compared to the one made in Hong Kong. All this part is part of the casting, while all this is part of the chassis on the US model. The roof, they're very similar. You can find these with this design on the black roof, and you could also find it that it has black paint all the way to here. So I guess it all depended on who was working that day in the factory. You can see I have clear interiors on the windshield here for the US model, blue tinted for the Hong Kong, and I have white interior on both, which the US model is more like a beige, but black steering wheel on the Hong Kong model. It's a separate piece. It usually is on any Hong Kong models. The Python, you can see that this one says Python, but where it says Python, it's like something was added. That's because originally this was called the Cheetah, but Hot Wheels had to change the name because there was another company using that name already. I believe it was Johnny Lighting. The first few models came out with the name Cheetah. Those are worth quite a bit of money. so keep an eye out for that. Spectraframe hot pink, I believe this one is, and this is magenta. Magenta is one of the most rare color for the US model. I went with deep dish wheels, which basically, if you follow me, you know that they're the type of wheels that I like. Typically, US models came with dull silver painted wheels on that first year. Later on, US models did get chrome wheels. So let me know in the comments, which one do you like better? You like the Hong Kong or the US model? Or which color do you like better? Hot pink or magenta? They both look like Jolly Ranchers to me, which is a good thing. This one doesn't have any base color. It was polished. Surprisingly, it doesn't have that much toning coming through, except here in this area right here on the hood. But that's gonna be it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.